For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 7 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game at Mansfield Town. Not the easiest of fixtures, to be completely honest, and actually this fixture is the one that Cambridge United actually have in the FA Cup second round in real life, although actually it's a reverse fixture. It's Cambridge at home against Mansfield, but we'll try and win it to maybe perhaps mirror the result for a little bit of superstitions reason, to maybe try and instigate a win for Cambridge in that actual tie. But they're playing 5 at the back again, as seems to be the way with a lot of League 2 sides so far this year. In the last episode, Oxford played a 4-2-3-1, and actually we struggled against that, whereas the sides that have played 5 at the back against us so far this season, we've done okay against. So if you go overly defensive, it appears that it actually doesn't help you when it comes to conceding goals. We've been playing a flat 4-4-2 for the entirety of this year so far, and we're going to have the first chance of this game, although unfortunately Robbie Simpson fires that one wide despite getting it through the defender's legs. Can't quite get the angle on it to squeeze it in that far post, and then Mansfield came forward themselves, having a chance at the other end. You can see Taylor using power and pace to get past the defender on the far side, Tate, and that is a pretty decent finish for a League 2 player, to be completely honest. Slight questions about whether the goalkeeper could have reacted to that, although it was hit at a weird angle. He wouldn't have been expecting that shot to come in like that, so perhaps it was past him before he even knew what was going on. You could definitely see from even the slow-mo replays, it really does move at quite a pace to go past him into the back of the net. So unfortunately we're 1-0 down as we headed into the second half, but I kind of grew into the game as it went along. Literally, they were the only 2 chances of the first half. It was a very, very slow game, but Tom Elliott gets really unfortunate there, but then we get the flip of the coin and Robbie Simpson gets the luck on his side. It falls back to him, takes one touch to take it around the defender and side foot it into the back of the net, right in front of the Cambridge United away fans. And we're back on level terms just 5 minutes into the second half. Really good link-up play, just a fantastic tackle in actual fact from their defender, but unluckily for him, went straight back to our other striker and we slotted it into the back of the net. So back on level terms and continuing to push forward here as we headed further into the second half. Donaldson's going to try and get it to Elliott again. More luck, really, you have to be honest there, with the way that the ball rebounds off Tom Elliott's shin, off the defender's shin, falls past the secondary defender, straight into the path of Elliott so he can rifle it home off the post. Really, really lucky with both of our goals in this game there, as you can see, but emphatic finishes in both cases, so we'll take it. We're bringing on Jack Grealish here for I can't remember who it was I took off. I think it was Harrison Dunk, just to save his legs, because we actually have an extremely big game as the second one in today's episode, but we'll get to that in due course. We're still trying to extend the lead here against Mansfield if we can, because our goal difference is actually pretty good so far in League 2, but obviously it could be a big factor come the end of the season, so you don't really want to take your foot off the pace in the early stages when you're 2-1 up in a game like this. If you can get a third, you really want to make sure that you do get the third, but that is a wonderful save from Studer there to ensure that we don't get the third, at least at this stage, and that was a really good reaction save. Diving backwards just to tip it around the post and bar, and actually Mansfield flooded forward. You can see how many yellow shirts are flying towards the goal here. Fortunately, Dunn is able to shut his legs before they squeeze it through there, but they're still not done here. They're just passing the ball around in the box. I've got to be so careful that I don't take someone out. Is quite easily could just shove a leg in where it's not needed, mistime a tackle, give away a penalty. They hit the inside the post, it comes across the line, and that is the difference between winning a game and drawing a game. Literally 2 inches away from an equaliser there, Mansfield, but they didn't get it, and we do get all 3 points, so pleased to be able to come away with a 2-1 win. Definitely luck on our side this time around. Maybe Cambridge can replicate that result, who knows, in the reverse fixture in real life. But as you can see, we're into transfer deadline day right now. Sam Wood, someone that says my surname, has moved from Wickham, but again, rather stereotypically, Aguero goes from City to Real Madrid. Happened in the Atletico Madrid career mode for us. And Mario Gomez goes from Fiorentina to Tottenham. That happened in the Chelsea career mode for us. So disappointingly, the very same transfers are happening with career mode yet again, but we'll just have to just take it on the chin. They don't affect us immediately at this stage of this particular Road to Glory series anyway, thankfully. As you can see, we as of yet can't call up our scout future star player to the first team because he's not yet old enough. Actually, he's only 5'1", so I'm hoping he grows a little bit before we call him up to the first team, because whilst he looks like he's going to have fantastic technical ability, if he's only 5'1", he's not going to be that effective in the English game at least. So we'll hope that he can grow and improve in strength, etc. But we've got to forget about that right now, because this is a huge game for us. It's the Capital One Cup second round. If you remember from the first round, we were able to beat Hartlepool at home, I think it was. We won 1-0 after beating them earlier on in that episode in the league. So we were able to beat Barnsley in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, who are a league above us in the last episode. So we're now playing a side that are 3 leagues above us in the Premier League in the form of Everton, and they're actually starting an extremely strong side, as you'll have seen from the lineup there. The likes of Stephen Naismith, Ross Barkley, they've got players like Samuel Eto'o on the bench, and Leighton Baines. Their backline was pretty much full strength, I think. Leighton Baines, John Stones, Phil Jagielka, etc. So it was not going to be an easy game, and as you can see, and as you may have expected, Everton were on top for the majority of the opening stages. It took me a while to get to grips with how they played and just the sheer pace at which they played, and of course with my players not being that high rated, their first touches and their turn of pace and control on the ball wasn't as good as it perhaps could have been to play against the Barclays Premier League side. But we were creating chances. That was our first of the game there, after they'd had a couple of good chances earlier on. Kwesi Appiah drawing a good save out of the goalkeeper. They weren't playing Tim Howard, they were playing a reserve goalie, but still he was decent actually and kept me out there really well. But they're coming up the other end. Gareth Barry feeds Stephen Pina, and he just can't quite keep that shot down, and Everton being wasteful here in front of goal, and it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence as we pushed further into the first half that maybe we could catch them on the counter-attack and pick up a goal, especially if we could keep getting a man over like we have here. And Jack Grealish steps inside Seamus Coleman really nicely there, just can't quite find that far top corner. Good elevation on it, just not enough power, and it was a comfortable save in the end for the goalkeeper. As we head into the second half, again Everton on top. Samuel Eto'o they brought on at half-time, and it's Ross Barkley draws a good save out of Chris Dunn here as Everton continue to be on the front foot. And my only game plan at this particular point in time was just to catch them on the counter-attack. But Eto's got great feet, does the midfielder twice there, and then a third time, and what a finish. That is just world-class from Samuel Eto'o, and that's the difference between a Premier League side and a League Two side in a game like this. Just one amazing shot, one world-class finish, and they go 1-0 up, and a cheeky celebration there from Eto'o as well, doing the old man cello that they added into FIFA this year. But they continue to come forward here, and Darren Gibson does really well to stand that ball up, and Eto'o is only a matter of inches away from getting himself a second there, rebounding it back off the bar. And it looks like we're heading out of the Capital One Cup, but we've still got a few minutes left, and I want to push forward. They actually went a little bit defensive, to be honest, for the last few minutes. Clearly a little bit nervous of what we could do on the counter-attack. They wanted to make sure they got enough bodies back. But Ryan Donaldson fields in Kwesi Appiah here, turns the man brilliantly, then falls over the man that makes the secondary challenge. But Donaldson, it falls kindly for him, and luck really has been on our side in this one. You can see Kwesi Appiah actually stay down after just somehow managing to get that ball forward to Donaldson. He takes it around the goalkeeper into the back of the net. It's 1-1 at full time, and we're heading into extra time again for the second time in a row in cup football. Obviously last time it was the Johnson's Paint Trophy, this time it's the Capital One Cup, but we're having to play 120 minutes for this second episode in a row, and they came close to going 2-1 in front here in the 105th minute thanks to that header at the back post. Fortunately for me it didn't go in, and both sides were just so tired at the end of this one that neither could really drum up any more chances. So we're going to penalties. It's Everton versus Cambridge, and it's a penalty shootout. You can see by the stats at the end of the game just how dominant they were. We had those 2 chances, we scored from one of them, and it gave us the chance to take it to penos. Now their penalty takers are so much better than ours, but this first pen from Robbie Simpson is just spectacular. A really good penalty from him. But Leighton Baines is going to step up. We will go through it one by one. I wasn't too sure what to expect from them penalty wise, whether they'd be really accurate into the corners or whether they just go for power like that straight down the middle. And I also wasn't sure how my 57 rated goalkeeper would be able to cope with penalties. Jack Grealish so comes off the bench to score his penalty. The goalkeeper didn't move from down the middle, but luckily I put it up a little bit in towards the top of the net, and he wasn't able to get hold of it. And then they put their second penalty straight down the middle as well. So I wasn't really too sure whether they were just going to go down the middle for absolutely every penalty. So I decided to do the same myself for the next one. That makes it 3-2 in our favour. And then Aidan McGeady steps up. And here I was just trying to tell him to go top right and perhaps try and get into his mind to then go the other way. But he went the way I pointed. And that made it 3-3. So no penalties missed at this particular stage. Matty Blair steps up, and the keeper does make a good save, though, up towards his top left-hand side, our top right, as we look at it. So Everton with a chance to go in front in the penalty shootout, and my goalkeeper does get to it, but he can't keep it out. Diving to his right, tries to palm it up over the bar. It doesn't work, so I go down the middle again, and the goalkeeper reads me for the second time in a row, and that means that Everton win the penalty shootout. We're out to the Capital One Cup in the second round, but we did really well against an extremely strong Everton side there. I cannot complain. A fantastic performance. The only sour note in this episode, though, is the fact that Kwesi Appiah is going to be out for 4 weeks with a sprained ankle. Now, we mentioned in the last episode that he and Tom Elliott are the best two strikers in this league right now, and as you can see, we currently sit 4th after 5 games. Well inside the playoffs, really pleased with the start we've made in the domestic scene, so hopefully that can continue. I would like a cup run in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, to be completely honest. Now we've knocked out Barnsley, and we've actually now been knocked out of the Capital One Cup, so hoping to have a good run in that. And then if we can actually get through to the third round of the FA Cup later in the year as well, and get a glamour tie in the Barclays, well, a glamour tie against another Barclays Premier League side, then maybe we could drum up some prize money from that game, and or that cup run. And hopefully that would help us bring some fresh faces in the January transfer window. But for now, that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave the video a like if you enjoyed. If we could hit 300 again, that would be absolutely superb. Of course, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. There was a My Player episode went up earlier on today, and there was an episode of this yesterday, as well as Chelsea career mode. So everything that you may have missed will be on the channel page, so definitely check there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then make sure you do so that you don't miss out on any of the 14 videos we have every single week. 2 a day, every day, and that will bring today to a close, though. So thank you very much for watching. Check the description for links to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and I will see you next time.